Come on back into another episode of Game Runs Deep and Talk of Champions. I'm Sudu Upadhyay. That's Ben Garrett, who has PTSD because he tells me every episode, buddy, bring us in. I take my sweet time. Sometimes I forget. And now, even when I'm on my shit, Ben, I'm sorry for what I've turned you into.
Man, 20 seconds in, we're already dropping them. We're already dropping them. Hey, buddy. No, he's right. It's a me thing. It's a me problem. Sudu's the best at this. It was funny. Well, the last time you did a show when I was 10 minutes late, it took you way too long to say anything.
I know. Well, half the problem was I thought I was already live, and then I was like, "Oh shoot, I don't think I'm live." But turns out I was. It just didn't show up. It didn't tell me I was live for some reason. So I went back and watched that episode after some people were like, well, "What are you doing the first 2 minutes of that thing?" Like, "Oh, I'm setting stuff up. I'm sorry." But
yeah, it's just like, and you forget.
Yeah,
you're gonna forget that that you're alive and you're just gonna be doing your thing.
Right.
Yeah. Jeremy said one day Ben's gonna freestyle over that beat and break the internet. Do not tease me.
I've listened. I haven't heard it personally, but just having heard Ben freestyle in the past, I wouldn't doubt it if Ben plays that. Like on episodes I'm not here, he just plays it before he goes live. He drops a little freestyle to hype himself up and then comes in.
Beat. Yeah. Man,
what's up, man? Like I haven't caught up with you since you guys got the worst of it down there in North Mississippi, and I mean, I guess we chatted a little bit. You were like, "Yeah, power's out. We've got a generator, whatever." But how did you get through the snowmageddon, ice apocalypse, whatever you guys are calling it down there?
We were blessed, man. We had everything we needed. We had a means of warmth, shelter, food, and water. My kids, I mean, the worst thing they suffered through was boredom, which was like welcome to what childhood used to be for most all of us. But no, man, I'm very thankful that we had it better than most. I mean, there's still thousands of people here in New Albany without power. I know that Oxford, they're going through it. Most everybody's still without power. It was good to see, some of my friends starting to regain some things, but like I've seen Highway 30 going to Oxford as you get closer to it and all the trees and all the kind of stuff, the devastation. So, I knew we would be fine. I just everybody keep Oxford in this area, and Pontotoc been hit really hard as far as power and stuff like that. All these people in your prayers and your thoughts, and it's been these are the kind of events that like years and years ago would have killed people, man. There's been loss of life in this, and that's tragic, obviously. But we are spoiled with how much we actually have, and we don't give ourselves credit for. And we also limit ourselves in our capacity to do things when things go bad. And I think that's we need to give ourselves grace and also give praise to God that we have far more than most anybody had in the history of time.
Yeah.
Because like, dude, there were times we had to cut off the gas fireplace because the girl's like, "Daddy's kind of getting hot in here." I'm like, wow. Think about somebody like in 1803. You know what I mean?
Father,
would you cut off the fireplace? It's too warm.
The furnace is burning me.
The furnace is burning, Father. It's too warm. We said we weren't going to really hit on it because I thought it was nonsense. But did you see this from Matt Smith?
Yeah. Literally, Ben and I had a conversation about this right before we started. I was like, I don't know if you've seen this guy. I can't even remember his name. The original John Canzano is the account I saw it from. And my only response to this is, are we getting a press conference, or is this just is this going to be an article? Because I mean, what are we doing, man? What are we doing here?
It does seem like there's you want to do, man, I wish we had the tinfoil hat. Remember we said we are going to do that?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, here's a tinfoil hat for you. Who played quarterback at Fresno State, right? And then he wasn't going to ever play. So he got put on staff as a coach just randomly. He switched out his pads for a coach's collared shirt, and he joined.
Yes.
I think his name was
a Nepo baby.
Spain Liffin. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I'm just saying, we didn't put it past him for going after Ole Miss through Clemson and Dabo. That easy mark. Who's to say that this isn't? It feels a little coordinated. It feels a little, I don't know, brazen in that way. But and also it's like you're giving everybody, or you're trying to give everybody a common enemy.
Yeah.
rather than focusing on the real problems. Like, oh, well, now everybody can centralize their fire, focus their fire on one, like Lane Kiffin through intermediaries. I'm not saying the Fresno State piece is that, but like it is kind of hilarious that like of all the random schools, Fresno State.
Yeah.
But again, in all of this, Ole Miss has its receipts too, y'all. That's the point. And
I didn't know how much of that we were gonna bring up.
Well, I mean, it's just like no one wants this system to be the way it is. Right. In that way, I think everyone agrees. Hey, Dabo, you want to shine a light on that? All right, cool. Like everybody agrees with you.
We also have lights to shine, Dabo, potentially.
Yeah, but the problem is that this is becoming not focused on the problem and what everybody's been screaming to what's essentially been a void. Now, Ole Miss has been like created in Luke Farelli the face of tampering, which is unfair to everyone.
Yeah.
Did Ole Miss tamper? Everyone tampers.
Right.
Quite literally everyone tampers. Georgia tampered with Caden Lee. Now he's at Missouri.
Listen,
talking to me in the playoff.
To me, it's
man.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous that this has just become an Ole Miss thing because you and I have maintained our position on this. Tampering, bad. Tampering should not be allowed. But everybody is doing it and nobody is enforcing it. Therefore, if you want the advantage to win, you are going to do it. And any fan base that thinks they're maybe outside of Clemson, but recently I've heard some things, so I don't know. But outside of like maybe one or two schools, just don't even try to act like your school is the one that doesn't do it. This is like when back in the day when everybody was paying players under the table. And then some school will go, oh, all the SEC, like I think Big Ten schools still do it. SEC schools are paying people. You tell me Ohio State wasn't paying players and Michigan, and come on, that's ridiculous. This is the same argument right now. And to make this like an Ole Miss thing, when you know what just happened with DeMond Williams, you know what happened with Hollywood Smothers, you know what happened with Darian Mensah. Shall I continue on all the names that we know of that had NIL deals signed and other schools came in and swooped and tampered and took these players? But because of Luke Farelli and Ole Miss and Dabo calling Ole Miss out, now it's Ole Miss is doing it. Nobody else is doing it. They need the death penalty. If you're saying that, and you're a fan of Texas, Miami, LSU, I mean, name a school, you're wishing that upon yourself because it's not just Ole Miss doing it. It's everybody, and that's what me and Ben have talked about. There should be a system where this is no longer allowed for anybody. But if you go back to just let's make one school the example, it's going to be exactly what was going on during the pay under the table era where your top tier, quote unquote, powerhouses get away with it. And then they pick some smaller, kind of what they view as smaller schools to punish, and the system doesn't change. It just continues and continues and continues, and only some people get punished and others don't. So either enforce it for everybody, or it's not a big deal because everybody's doing it.
The only thing I would add to that, that's exactly Dirty Bird, Tyler Bear. All of these. Prince Willie Monmiel and Devin Harper just got portaled over. I mean, good grief. There's an LSU guy in the chat. I mean, these LSU first responders are something else. This guy says, where'd he go? Hey, Ben Garrett. Apparently thank you for spelling Garrett right. Most people leave off one of the T's. Apparently most Ole Miss fans are delusional. And when your own players leave you, they think they suck. Like, come on now. Man.
No, they don't suck.
Hold on. I got it. I'm fine.
No, go ahead.
Who said that? I was like, Prince Will is a loss. He was their sack leader last year. You hope that Blake Purchase and Renaud from Alabama and Maldonado, like all these dudes that you went and signed can help make up for that. But like that was proof of concept. He was nothing before Ole Miss. Then with Pete and with Randall Joyner, maybe it was more Lou Spanos. They're about to find out at LSU, right? Prince Willie Monmielen was absolutely lost, which is what we've been saying on this show for 2 weeks. TJ Daugherty, I would argue, was a loss until they got Luke Farelli. Because go watch the Miami tape, non-ball knower. No one is saying these things. It's like y'all are again doing the Dabo. That's what we're going to call it, doing the Dabo. You're trying to refocus fire on where it really doesn't belong. Y'all can say, well, Ole Miss, you deserve to get punished, then everybody deserves to get punished.
Yeah.
Everybody. And I would agree. Hey, if everybody goes down, take everybody down. But what's different now. Ben loves the LSU comments in the chat. He makes a point to read them. Yeah, because y'all keep showing up. I want y'all to feel a part of this.
We also love all our fans.
We
love all our fans. LSU Hyper Ninja, thank you for giving us views.
We love hanging that y'all are here. I'm glad y'all are here. Y'all really need a pulse check and also understand what you're saying. But the point is, like, what's very different now about the whole selective enforcement, throw the book at them kind of nonsense you're talking about here is, if you do, unlike back then, see you in court.
Right.
And the courts will out. I mean, the NCAA got themselves a win the other day when they got the Alabama judge to recuse himself, but then, like, it's just another Alabama fan.
Yeah. So is the new judge the wife of the guy who ruled on the murder case a few years ago? Is that right?
Yeah.
There's like a connection, right?
Yeah, there's some type of, yeah. Like this, like I like this from Illinois Rev 23. It's like Alex Golish saying what he said whenever he leaves USF and takes dang near the entire roster of them to Auburn. I'm sure him and his quarterback never discussed leaving until after he was at Auburn. Like Byron Brown, Sudu's guy last year, like one of Sudu's guys. If we filled out the Sudu's list of dudes for last year, I wish we would have done that. Really put it on paper.
All-stars. Yeah, we could still do it.
Like
I just need some time to sit down.
Yeah, Byron Brown was he would have been consideration for your quarterback. Like he was your dude.
100%.
And it's just such a crazy coincidence that he followed Alex Golish exactly where he went. I mean, come on. Or that, like, Deshaun Womack, just a basic case.
Yeah. I don't even think you have to look at it. To me, the most obvious ones are the ones that, like, we know of publicly. Like, once again, Texas took a running back that was signed with Bama. Duke just lost their quarterback in the last hour to Miami. What are we talking about?
And their top pass catcher.
And,
but like,
and
what I'm saying is, it's like it's not even that high level everywhere.
Right.
I want to thank Riverland Roofing right behind me. Riverland Roofing for all your roofing needs here in Oxford. And a lot of people are going through it right now with the ice storm. If you are dealing with that, that's good Ole Miss Rebels right there. 662-644-4297. Riverlandroofing.com. They've been awesome to us, but more importantly, in this time of need, if you need some help with roofing or anything like that, they got trucks, man. They're ready to help out. Also, C Spire is back with us. We're so thankful for C Spire, and they have at the C Spire store in Oxford food trucks and aid stuff set up at the store. I know that they'll be there again today. I think it's 12 to 2:30 or something like that. So our thanks to them who are giving back to the community and trying to help. And I know Scott and them at College Corner and B&A Bank, whether you're in Tupelo or New Albany, that also got hit, New Albany especially. These places are here to help and give you a place of warmth, if only for a little bit, for goodness sake. But then they'll help you best they can. So I just wanted to touch on that, man, because, I know everybody's going through it over here. But, even if you try to selectively enforce, you'll see in court. And that's where the difference is. It's like there used to be no recourse. The NCAA could do what it wanted to do. Now, not really. Not really. I mean, it can, but then the school could say, well, we're not doing that. And who's to stop them? You know what I mean?
Hey, when North Carolina got away with making up classes for their players all those years ago and told the NCAA to just shove it up there, you know what?
Yeah.
I think that was the signal. Because that was right around the time that Ole Miss went through the whole, turning themselves in, self-imposed sanctions and all the stuff that happened with Freeze. And then North Carolina basically followed that up by saying, we're actually not going to cooperate with you guys at all. As a matter of fact, figure it out. If you have something, let us know. And they dipped and they didn't do anything about it. And I think to me, that was the first signal of, oh, wait, you just don't have to cooperate with these people and give them absolutely nothing. And that's it. And especially now, like you're right, now the courts are in play. We've seen year after year, some school try to get something done that the NCAA has said no to. And I don't agree with all this stuff. Like this Charles Bediako kid playing for Bama is ridiculous to me. It's insane. But because there's no way to enforce it, I understand why Nate Oates is doing it. I get it. I don't
hearing the word salad is what's so funny though. Like it's like trying to come up with a rational, reasonable explanation for why this is okay. Because it's not.
It's not okay. I mean, and I think like even the ones telling you it's okay don't actually believe it's okay. Because if it happens to you, You're not gonna like that. And I made that a point last week before you got on our last episode, and that's what I was talking about. I was like, I don't think anyone wants a kid that they've signed and that's on campus going to class, going to another school. Like, even if your school's the one doing it, you don't want that to happen to you. So you just want that to be a thing that doesn't happen to anybody. But until someone's enforcing it, like not selectively, but enforcing it across the board, then it's like, well, I guess everybody else is doing it and it's giving them a competitive advantage and nobody's stopping them. So why don't we do it? You know,
this little kid LSU fan who's still worshiping Joe Burrow. That's how you know I'm old. Like, I still associate most of LSU with like Rohan Davey. You know what I mean? I'm old.
Matty Mock.
Ben Garrett, Matty Mock. Man, can we just go back to 2003? All right, Ole Miss LSU in the vault.
Let's not.
The Russell Wilson video plays on the Jumbotron. Man, it was hype. Travis Johnson, LSU is driving down there trying to put up the first score. Travis Johnson steps in front of a Matty Mock pass, and I said, man, this is it. Like, they can't lose this. There's just no way. And your Lou Groza award-winning kicker. And it's not Jonathan Nichols' fault. He was awesome all year. Like, he even kicked a 54-yarder. What, a 54-yarder that year to beat Vandy?
Yeah.
Like, let's stop. Like, you're going to have off days. Jonathan Nichols ruled. But, like, of all the days to miss two. And it was funny having Chris Spencer on this show. And him be like, I'm glad, Ben, that you asked about who stepped on Eli's foot. It was not me. It was Doug Buckles.
I was going to say it was Doug Buckles. I didn't want to say his name, but
but it was. And Buckles. You can read all that, see all that stuff at the Ole Miss Spirit, OleMissSpirit.com, 13. That's the website I write for. This QR code above my head. If you scan today and join, new members can join for $1. $1 at the Ole Miss Spirit, OleMissSpirit.com, and affiliate of 13. But the reason why Ole Miss is and no one else is suing is because they're not crybaby, insoles. I mean, it's because they're not narcs. They're not like. But the thing is, it's like, what do you think? That's basic common organizational structure. Why would Ole Miss not have receipts? I've seen some of them. Of course, everybody has receipts in that way. But like, you really want to get in that game, and that's the point. Like, if it has to go to court, it shouldn't have to go to court. The NCAA should say there's stricter rules for tampering from this point forward. If this happens, blah 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 blah. But even then, you're gonna say, all right, well, if you want to enforce tampering rules, now we need to talk about collective bargaining. The NCAA, okay, wait a second, let's not get out ahead of ourselves here. The bottom line, you want to solve all this? Treat players like the employees that they are.
And it's not going to be the NCAA, in my opinion.
No.
Like, until there's another governing body, whether it's the conferences independently or there's a different committee created that enforces. Like, I just don't know how we ever get to the point where anyone's going to take the NCAA serious again. I mean, this is an organization for years and years and years, made all this money off the backs of these players, refused to pay them. And then when it finally became like they had no choice but to pay them, they created chaos and essentially established the Wild Wild West out of spite because they didn't get their way. It's like, oh, we're gonna run your system into the ground because you didn't let us operate the way we've been operating. Who has faith in a system like that to enforce anything? And like right now, it's Ole Miss is in the in the crosshairs of this conversation, but tomorrow it could be Alabama, it could be any other school, and then it's like, are you taking them seriously?
Right?
Probably not. I mean, it's not an organization that has the greatest level of integrity. It's not like the NCAA is some beacon of what an institution, that a fair and equitable institution looks like. It's the exact opposite. So who the hell's even taking them seriously? And as far as enforcing anything, I mean, their track record is so spotty over years and years and years that why would we ever trust them to be fair and equitable now? You can't. I just don't think it's going to be them.
That's why Dan Mullen, this is how you know we're in the end times. In the year of our Lord 2026, your friend Ben Garrett at Spirit Ben on Twitter, the Ole Miss Spirit, OleMissSpirit.com, affiliate of 13. Sign up today. New members get in for just $1. That's why the end times are here. What I'm saying, Dan Mullen was right. Somebody asked him earlier this year, or maybe end of last year. He goes, "How do you fix it? How do you fix the whole system?" And Dan Mullen, it would have been a shrewd hire for Ole Miss. But Pete's done. I honestly don't think anybody could have done much better than what Pete did. Even with all this stuff that like you're seeing the Pat 40s going. Who was it? Brad Logan? Yeah, Brad Logan yesterday on the show was like, that Pat 40's really in his fee-fees. when he starts calling Ole Miss Mississippi. Well, listen here, Mississippi. Like, dude, come on, bro.
I saw that. I saw that on the article.
Come on, bro. Like, seriously. Like, everybody's got their shit, including you, Pat. Like, let's not play the games, man. Like, let's not play the games. We all agree. Fix this system. Fix this system because it is broken. It is absolutely broken. But if you try to selectively enforce, good luck, because the system you created is now made to be constantly contested. The greatest sport in the history of the world, college football, our guys versus your guys, let the best people win, is now been co-opted with constant conversations dang near daily of court stuff. It's court stuff all the time. Diego Pavia is taking the NCAA to court for a 7th year of eligibility. Well, I wonder why, because he's getting paid, millions of dollars to quarterback Vanderbilt. Now he's going to the Senior Bowl in the same way in the old days of process, and he's measuring it at 5'8". Diego Pavia knows what's coming. He ain't an NFL quarterback. Trinidad Chambliss is in the peak moment of his earning potential. Right? Ben, what's up with the super chats? I want to donate $5 Prince Will's buyout. That's really funny. That's a good joke. I don't know. I just hadn't done them yet. We've kind of been dealing with an ice storm here. I didn't get power till 2 days ago. God was good, and we've been so blessed. And I know others haven't been as blessed, but we were planning to maybe start the super chats this week, and then Ice Apocalypse 26 happened. And I just hope that everybody, I know that New Orleans and Baton Rouge down the yard in the 70s or something. Up here, it ain't like that. And, as pretty as those silver trees are, they are representative of devastation, man, because there's nothing more eerie than hearing the constant pops of trees.
I can't even imagine. Dude, I'm sorry to interject here in the middle of this discussion, but this is something that has surprised me. I didn't realize that was a thing. How did I go 30 years without realizing that trees just blowing up because it's cold is a thing? Did you know about this? I'd never heard of this concept.
No, not really. I saw a deer frozen in place. I don't know if it's AI or not. You know what I mean?
No. Okay. On a video.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm well, AI is probably AI, but then that's how, again, we're in the end times. You always pause and go, wait a second. Could a warm-blooded animal freeze in place like that? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Illinois Rebs. Sorry, I clicked on the 5-year-old LSU fan that won't stop talking. Illinois Rep 23. I really just wish someone would come out and tell us basic things with the portal, like what technically takes to get out of the portal once they enter, and which contracts mean anything. Agreed. Ole Miss thought it re-signed. It's a sack leader. It's leading tackler. No, I'm sorry. TJ Daughter didn't re-sign, but it's projected right tackle in Devin Harbor. And then 2 weeks later, they're at LSU. Of course, I agree. Also, who's to say when Luke Farrelly got out of the portal? You're right. These are the real questions. But instead, everybody wants to go, Ole Miss is cheating over everybody else while you're protecting the bureaucracy, man. That's ruining and strangling and choking out the life of your game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, put it in place. Y'all can say Ole Miss does this, that. If you need to create a villain, which you're trying to do, by all means. But you will not be seeing the forest for the trees. You're not really identifying the true problem here.
Yeah.
And that's what drives me crazy. It's dude, just bring about some rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt's on fire.
I mean, Dabo's, so he's saying Dabo always looks higher than you do.
I guess.
That's a pretty high bar.
I guess
no pun intended. You know what I mean? Again, CJ, no, everyone is missing a big point. Luke never re-entered the portal. He doesn't have to. There is nothing in the rules, again, with these these thrown together rules. There's nothing that he has to do. Once you get in and you're declared, you're just in. He doesn't have to go, all right, guys, well, this has been fun. I'm getting back in the portal. That's the NCAA's problem, not Ole Miss's.
Yeah.
You just need rules and you need restrictions. Or for me, you need fairness and equitability. You need collective bargaining. You need unionization of players. You need to treat it like the NFL.
That's where it's going to go. That's the only way it's going to be in its best and most fair form, is exactly that. And I know for years it's been well, you can't treat college players like employees, but that's exactly what they've been since the beginning of making money from this for the institutions and the organizations that are in charge of it. So we've all known it for years. People have just fought it and fought it and fought it. And now we have this unregulated system, which is what we wanted. It's not unregulated, but we wanted a system where these kids got paid for their name, image, and likeness and whatever, and give them a piece of the pie. But it was created in such a way that it was meant to fail. It was meant to be crazy in what appears to be a spiteful move by the organization that should have created it to be fair and equitable. They didn't do that. They didn't put that legwork in. So that's what we have. That's the problem we have. And I'll say it again, and we'll put a button on it. But until it's an outside organization or something new that we can actually trust, that doesn't have a tarred reputation, that doesn't have a reputation of selectively enforcing while letting others get away with it throughout its entire history, until it's somebody that's not the NCAA, nobody is going to take it seriously.
Oh.
Generally too stoned for all these men. You might be the only one, Blair.
See, here's how we know Little Ninja is just a little
Respect.
boy, little kid. Does Ole Miss have a national championship? Bitch, we're not going to do the Googling for you. Come on now. Come on now.
It is.
If you're gonna come into these comment chat streets, you got to come with that like actual ball knowledge, bro.
Yeah.
And now he's like he's mad at somebody else for talking crap to him in the chat. Like, dude, have you look in the mirror, you turd? Oh, sorry. God is good.
I haven't heard someone call someone else a turd in a minute. All right, Ben. I wanted to do a little SEC schedule prediction. Nothing crazy. Don't read too deep into these guys.
Because I want to talk about Eli getting snubbed again.
Oh, listen. You know me. You know where I stand on this.
Yes.
But yeah, just so. Don't read too much into these. This is just me and Ben glancing at the schedule, little too early schedule prediction. Right. I'm sure we're going to do many more of these before the next college football season. But
I think we got a name for Little Ninja. Hey, Little Ninja.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Ole Miss baseball won a title in 2022. You stupid child. Just go play on your message boards. I would love to have you at the Ole Miss Spirit if you really want to be ultimate troll. OMSpirit.com. If they want 3 new members, sign up for just $1. I'm just saying. You can see anytime. All right, break it down. Let's go. Let's knock it out. Sorry. I'm done taking on Little Ninja.
All right, here we go. So starting
under that Little Ninja's over under 11 and a half years old.
I'll give him like 14, 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give him 14, 15. I think he's at an age where,
he thinks he's got.
He thinks he knows everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, dude, I was right there with you.
All right, let's start with Texas A&M. I have no particular order on these. It's just the way they attach to our system.
Okay.
So we're just going to start with Texas A&M. Missouri State, win. I think we both agree. Arizona State, I'd say win. I think they're in a bit of a win. You think they beat LSU? I think LSU's the first one because it's in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, we got to go fast because we got 16 of these.
I know. So
all right, so we're starting with Missouri State. Win, loss. Tell me when I'm wrong. Win, loss. Win, loss. 9-3.
9-3. I think I agree. I think I'm right there with you. A&M 9-3.
All right.
For the 2026 season. Okay. Next up, Texas.
Win. Oh, Ohio State September 12th is just saucy.
But it's in DKR, and this is the revenge game for one Arch Manning potentially
with Cam Coleman and Hollywood Smothers.
Win.
No, there's not
12-0.
They're not going undefeated. No.
Give them one loss between LSU or A&M. Ole Miss, because it's in DKR, I give Texas the advantage, the home field advantage there.
Hey, let's do potential losses here. Potential losses are Ohio State, Oklahoma and Dallas, Ole Miss. At Missouri could be sneaky good. It just depends. It's all on Austin Simmons. Yeah. At LSU and at Texas A&M. So you have real potential losses. I'll say 11-1 or 10-2.
Okay, I'm gonna go 11-1, and
Yeah,
I think
so.
it'll be one of LSU or A&M, both road games. Tennessee, we'll see what the quarterback situation looks like for the Vols. That's really, I don't know if G-Mac's gonna be their QB or what they're gonna end up doing there, but it's in Neyland, and we know Neyland can be insane to play in. But I'm gonna agree with you. It's gonna be one of LSU or A&M, so I'm gonna go Texas 11-1 as well.
Yeah.
Vandy.
Are they starting Curtis? Jared Curtis, the 5-star?
As far as I know, I haven't heard of anybody else. So,
I'm looking at 8-4 right now. Maybe,
okay.
Yeah. Like at Georgia, at Auburn could be tricky for Vanderbilt if they're starting a true freshman. Is all I'm saying.
I agree.
Ole Miss at home. I mean, Ole Miss, even it's like I would think that Ole Miss would be favored.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
And at Florida on November 21, those two teams can be completely different.
Yeah,
by then.
I'm gonna go losses to Auburn, Georgia, Ole Miss, probably Bama, probably Tennessee again. Yeah, so about 4 losses, right?
Man, you could talk me into 7-5 with them.
Oh, and then at Florida too. Yeah, I think so. I think they take a step back, and I'm going 7-5, 8-4 for Vandy.
Yeah, because like the thing is Austin Peay's won, Delaware's won, NC State could be trickier than we want to give it credit for, especially if you're starting a true freshman.
Yeah.
I really like Kentucky.
Yeah, I do too. I think what they've done in the portal and the who's coming in to coach them, I think makes a big difference.
8-4, 7-5.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say about the same. Tennessee.
This is one I just don't know what I think about Tennessee. I just don't know what I think about them. What are the knowns about Tennessee?
Not much. Not much.
We
know they have they upgraded a DC, their defensive coordinator.
Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech could be kind of tricky. Like that's going to be close.
Yeah. I'm going to say losses to Texas, probably Alabama, A&M, and then I'm going to kind of leave the rest. I think there are 3 or 4 loss team.
Yeah, I'm not buying them, man.
That's the thing. It's like if they get their quarterback situation
put that back up there. Hold on, I want to see one thing. Even at Vanderbilt, November 28th could be. I mean, like they're losing at Texas A&M. They're losing LSU. Kentucky could give them a hell of a game. South Carolina is going to be improved. I mean, this looks 6-6ish to me.
But see, that's the biggest. To me, Tennessee's one of the biggest question mark for next season.
Yeah,
because I like Heupel, and I know he can do a lot with a little. And I know they upgraded at defensive coordinator. They got the edge rusher from Penn State. But
what their transfer class ranking is?
It's not great. I think they were one of our losers in the portal, despite getting what's the kid's name? Chaz, the edge rusher.
Man, yeah, they're in their top 25 according to most all things.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Chaz Coleman is the guy I'm thinking of, the edge rusher.
Yeah, Chaz Coleman's awesome. Man, yeah, I don't love what they. I don't. Yeah, that's 7-5ish.
Yeah, big question marks there. So I think Tennessee could go anywhere from a 5-loss team to a 3-loss team. I think it's just like we don't know what we're gonna get with them next season. So that'll be interesting. Okay, let's move on to South Carolina. You get Lenore's back. You got a new offensive coordinator. What are you thinking here?
Win. Mississippi State at home is a win. At Alabama,
loss probably, right?
Well, I mean, who's starting quarterback for Bama? Keelan Russell?
Probably Russell.
That's the swing game. I say loss. Kentucky at home. That'll be the difference for one of those teams being 8-4.
Yeah.
Tennessee at home. At Oklahoma is tricky for them. Texas A&M is tricky. Arkansas. Like, we're not even thinking about Arkansas here.
Right.
Is Arkansas just set up to be really crappy? They're losing to Georgia, even though they're playing them at home.
I'm seeing anywhere from a 4 to 6 loss team here.
I think there's no doubt. Unless Lenora Sellers has taken a big step, and they've actually done really good work in the portal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think you're staring at 4 to 6 losses.
Yeah. So I think at their best, they're ceiling probably a 4-loss team. And then if things just kind of go middle of the pack or something, I think it's fair to say they'll be a 5-6 loss team. Anyways, okay. That's South Carolina. Next, we got Oklahoma.
All right. Win at Michigan. Ooh, that's interesting. New Mexico, win at Georgia, loss. Texas, loss. There's 2. Kentucky, win. At State, win. South Carolina, win. At Florida could be a loss. Ole Miss could be a loss. Texas A&M could be a loss. 8-4, 9-3.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think a 3 or 4 loss team is a very, very reasonable deal there. And I'm just not as high on Mateer as I was at the beginning of the season.
I thought he was that Heisman dude, man, after those first couple of weeks.
We saw that, right? And he did come back, and it looked like he had missed a step. But I also think he's just not consistent enough to be considered the game-changing next level type quarterback we thought he could be.
Ben, do you think this investigation is going to end up hurting Ole Miss? Depends on what we classify as hurt. If it's punished to the fullest extent of the rules as they are written, it'll be a level 2, and you'd get a coach suspension. But even then, Ole Miss would contest it and see you in court. So I think it'll hurt more just in the incessant court of public opinion than anything else, if you ask me. It's my opinion. But the NCAA selective enforcement is their thing. It's just now you actually have means to fight back. It's called the court system. And the courts will out.
All right. Mississippi State.
Oh, man. Win at Minnesota, they could lose. At South Carolina, they could lose. Missouri, they could lose. Alabama, they could lose. At LSU, they're going to lose. Oklahoma at home. Dude, where are the 4 wins? Monroe for sure. Tennessee Tech is 2.
I think they're going to be much improved, but I don't know what that says and how that translates into their record. Like, I think they're going to be a better football team.
If they can get to 6-6, that's a heck of a year for them.
I think I agree. I think I see a 6-loss, 5 to 6 loss team. I think 7-5 is like awesome for them, and you know that they took the right step.
But I don't know if that's going to be enough for State fans.
I mean, there's not much going on there right now, man. It's a tough situation.
I will say I love me some Kamario Taylor. I do.
God,
I think he's got a real juice.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to. When you're going the other way and you're trying to find the wins.
Yeah.
No. I don't see how
they picked up some guys in the portal. I mean,
sure.
they got some.
Hey, they got one from who's the kid from LSU? Tyler Miller, the offensive lineman. Ole Miss wanted him.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, but that looks like it's setting up. What is this dude doing? Imagine in 2020 being scared of the airport. Come on, Ben Garrett, you scared of? What are you talking about? Where am I supposed to be getting on an airport? I've been in airports for the last handful of months, you little idiot. What are you talking about? Man, he is something. He's just
I'm just appreciative of the interaction, man. That's awesome.
Little ninja, slow down on the Welch's fruit snacks. You wildin', bro. Hey, put them jungle juices up, man. Hey, you getting a little like 2 bouncing off the walls with that sugar, bro.
It's 10:40 a.m., buddy. Come on.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you got to pace yourself. You got to do the Capri Sun for snack before recess and stuff, bro. Just chill out, all right?
This is what happens when you give kids Chromebooks in class.
I know. We never had Chrome. We had computer discovery.
We had computer labs. Yeah.
Oh,
get to be on the internet all day.
I know, but it's fun, Ron. It's fun. Stop responding to it, but it's fun. He's just a little turd.
I know. And Ron, he's our fan. Like, we respond to all our viewers and fans. So really appreciate it once again.
Let's go.
Mizzou, our boy Austin Simmons and Honeycomb.
Oh, he was talking about my turbulent story. Okay.
I'm unfamiliar with that.
Okay. Arkansas, Pine Bluff. I have no regard for myself. I don't really care. It's just like I'd rather not die, plunging to the ground in the machine. It's mostly about being claustrophobic. Arkansas Pine Bluff win. At Kansas win. Ninja's talking some stuff in the chat again and again. He's just making up things that didn't happen. Arkansas Pine Bluff win. At Kansas win. Troy win. At State win. Florida. Texas A&M loss. At Ole Miss loss. At Arkansas win. Texas loss. So now we're at 3. At Georgia loss. 8-4.
Yeah, I think 8-4, 7-5 is what I see for Mizzou.
They do have upside though. Real upside.
No doubt. And it's like we said, it depends on Simmons' development, like what he looks like compared to a year ago. Because the arm talent was there. We saw it. It's just the mistakes, the processing wasn't fast enough for the SEC, resulted in interceptions, and he got hurt. So,
yeah.
If he gets that fixed, they could be special.
If Austin Simmons is for Missouri what Ole Miss hoped he would be and was billed to be going into last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I still have full belief in Austin Simmons.
I do too. I think
I love the fit with Eli Drinkwitz.
Yeah. 100%.
But that's pretty tough. Yeah, that's a pretty tough schedule.
4 and 5 losses, I think, for Mizzou.
They have upside, real upside.
They do. The Ole Miss Rebels. What do you think?
Win. The potential losses are LSU at Florida, at Texas,
at
Georgia.
The Swamp is always tough, man. The Swamp is just one of those weird places to play.
Yeah, Jackson Dart showed that. It's hard. I say they're going to lose one of LSU or at Florida. So win, a loss in there, win, losing at Texas. That's 2. Auburn, Georgia will be the swing game between 9-3 and 10-2. But Trinidad Chambliss is your quarterback. So I'm looking at 9-3, 10-2. Now, Trinidad Chambliss isn't your quarterback. That's a little different.
Right. Yeah, I think with Trinidad, I think it's fair. A 2 to 3 loss team. And if you win one that you're not, quote unquote, supposed to, out of the ones we said, the 3 that could be losses, then potentially another 11-1. But I agree with you. I think 10-2 probably is where I lean for Ole Miss.
If you get out of the first 4 games without a loss, you're winning double-digit games.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's going to say a lot. Like LSU, first of all, that environment is going to be insane. If this was in Death Valley, I'd maybe lean more towards LSU, but I just think the environment is going to be so crazy in Oxford for this return game and all the emotions behind it. I just don't think they're going to lose that game. At Florida,
Sam Leavitt threw 80-something yards and lost to State. I know that LSU fans are excited, but when you have 3 quarterbacks, you don't have one yet. So yeah. I'm looking at that and I see double-digit wins. But it really, for me, the swing there is that little turn with LSU and then at Florida.
Yeah. No, that'll tell a lot. And also, there's a lot of questions about this Ole Miss defense because we think they've improved. We think they have way more talent.
I think that defense, the Prince Will piece, is hard. Losing TJ Daugherty on paper is not great.
Yeah.
But then you look at what they added. Luke Farrelly, Keaton Thomas from Baylor, who was already better than TJ Daugherty. No disrespect to TJ. Bull Daugherty's good dude. I did a podcast with him. He's great to me. I hope he does great things at LSU. But, man, he got bullied now in the Fiesta Bowl. So did Prince Will. I mean, it's tough. There's still things to work on.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you had Matt Campbell taking nearly 20 players with him to Penn State from Iowa State. You had Alex Golesh take double digits from USF to Auburn. Ryan Silverfield took, I think, 7, maybe double digits to Arkansas from Memphis. And Lane took 4. Now, there was some pain. The pain is Prince Willie Monmouth. But also, before Prince Will, go look at Prince Will in Nebraska to start his career. The stats weren't there. And now you're at least owed a $590,000 buyout on July 1.
Yeah.
So there was some pain, but, I think that defense is going to be much improved. If for no other reason than they have options on the back end now.
Yeah.
They had no options in the secondary, man.
Right.
None.
The secondary improved because you got a lockdown corner in Crawford, and then you got Joseph from Florida, Florida State, the safety, which is awesome. To me, though, the difference makers are going to be what these edge rushers end up looking like Purchase, Maldonado, and these guys like Renaud. What do they look like, or what are you getting out of those guys? Because to me, it's because I think you improve the linebacker position so much with Ferrelli and Thomas. I think that position has improved drastically from a year ago. Now it frees up, to me, at least the way I think. I don't know how Pete's going to do it, but now you can send Centarian Perkins literally just, hey, you go rush the quarterback. You get to the backfield. And then you also have other guys that complement that to where it's not just, we got to account for Perkins. But to me, it's like if Maldonado ends up being what Ole Miss thinks he's going to be, Purchase takes that next step, Renaud takes that next step, then you can be lethal. And that can be the difference between some of those like at Texas, at Florida, Georgia, whatever, right? Like, those are the differences.
What's the percentage Trinidad comes back? I don't like to do percentages because I don't want to give false hope. I don't want to, but like Ole Miss has been operating as if this dude's going to be their quarterback for weeks,
100%.
Like, I don't think you're going to get relief from an appeals process with the NCAA. I just believe that the injunction will be granted. And if the injunction is granted, then you're talking about extending this out, dragging this out for years. And the NCAA is just going to settle and be done with. Right. Like it's all about the injunction, and the first court date for the preliminary injunction relief is on February 12th in Calhoun City. And the judge overseeing that is an Ole Miss guy. Now, maybe the NCAA does the same thing did with Bama with the 23-year-old NBA player and says, we want to get him recused. All right. Well, like right now, he is not eligible to play. But like the Senior Bowl is happening right now,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I think it's a better chance than not. I would be surprised if he's not Ole Miss's quarterback next year. That's what I think.
Yeah. I have not at any point thought that he was not going to be Ole Miss's quarterback next year, just based off conversations I've had and the reporting we've seen. I have no reason to believe that he won't be.
Yeah. I mean, but like, until it's resolved, it's not resolved.
Right.
All right, so hit me. We got to keep going. We got like how many more?
All right, let's see. We did Oklahoma. We did Mississippi State. I lost my place here. Ole Miss,
Missouri, Ole Miss. We did LSU.
Okay.
Clemson win. Louisiana Tech win. At Ole Miss, loss. Texas A&M. That's going to be a swing game. It's at home. McNeese State win. At Kentucky. I like Kentucky. Kentucky's going to play spoiler for somebody.
Yep.
Mississippi State win. At Auburn. I'm really curious to see Alex Golesh at Auburn.
Me too. He's kind of those wild card guys for me. I've always liked him.
Put that back up. I wasn't done looking at it.
Oh, my bad. I just wanted to see your beautiful face.
All right, Alabama swing game. Texas loss at Tennessee. At Tennessee and at Arkansas. I'm not really scared of either of those teams. So,
to me, 2-loss, 1-loss, 2-loss team. Like they should be good. Like once again, this is me and Ben just kind of going off of like what we know, what we've seen on paper, their portal class, whatever. They've got a talented team. They've upgraded from a season ago, but the question is like, you have to then hit on all those guys.
My question is, if they go 9-3, which is very, very realistic for that schedule.
Sure.
How does LSU respond? Talk about Horatio Fields. He'll be an Ole Miss Rebel. Auburn transfer wide receiver. He'll be an Ole Miss Rebel.
Potential. Yeah.
Best I can tell. Ole Miss's running back room is insane. It really is well put together. I think Ole Miss saw the physicality of Miami and even Indiana and said, yeah, let's get a little bit more of that. Let's get more of that. And no, they won't all hit, but yeah. All right.
Yeah. But I just think it for LSU, it's all dependent on like, what are you getting from Levitt? Is he who you think he's going to be? Does Lane take him to the next level? Somebody in our chat a couple weeks ago pointed out that Lane Kiffin, usually first-year starters in his system, don't end up being – they're not as good as they are when they're in a system for multiple years. So that'll be an interesting case study to look at and how, is LSU just quote-unquote different?
See, I like the USC. I like the USC kid. I really do.
Yeah, Hassan Longstreet.
Yeah, I like what he could potentially be. I'm more bullish on him long term than like a Sam Levitt.
I thought the Elon kid was exciting. I saw
that's
him
what Michael Woosley says. Like, I'm more excited about the Elon kid myself.
Yeah, Michael, I'm with you, dude. I'm like, because he feels like a Kiffin quarterback to me. He
Yeah.
just feels like a Trinidad type situation.
Yep.
So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. It's very dependent on Levitt and some other options that they have, but they added a lot of good dudes, obviously on defense. They got some good receivers, added some depth to the offensive line. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, I'm with you. I think 1 loss, 2 loss for LSU next year.
No, I didn't say. I say the range of like. There is a scenario where they go 8-4. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so either. But
I think the likeliest outcome for them is 9-3. With upside for 10-2, 11-1.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's just a lot of volatility to just bank on going into the year.
Well, and the other thing too is Kiffin has struggled to win big games at not just Ole Miss, but also at USC. He doesn't have a lot of big. His 2 best wins are Georgia at home and
CUSA
Oklahoma.
championships, and he's being paid Kirby money.
Yeah. So I'm not saying he can't be. But this is, somebody else pointed this out, somebody national, and I'm sorry I can't remember who it was. I might have heard it on a podcast or read it. But we're kind of waiting to see. This is almost like Lane taking that next step. Like he said he viewed LSU as the next step, as being better than where he was. So it'll be interesting to see if he takes the next step at a program that he thinks is better or on a higher plane, if that actually makes a difference as far as his coaching and his records are concerned. Because as of this point, very successful coach, awesome offensive mind, great quarterback developer, doesn't really have too much to show for it. So it'll be interesting to see if he finally gets that at a job that he thinks will give him that.
Here we Kentucky. Go. My fun team.
We're both excited about Kentucky.
Man, that Alabama game at home early is fun. That could be really fun.
I know.
At Texas A&M. Ugh. Win. Toss up. Win. Where are the wins? 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 5.
This is dependent on how good Kenny Minchie actually is. I think he's got a lot of potential.
I do too. I love Kenny. I think he's going to be awesome. I'm going to say 6-6, 7-5.
I will say at their best, like if everything goes very well, Stein can come in and have a 4-loss first season and really build momentum, probably get more NIL money. Like it'll be exciting for Kentucky. Realistically, I agree. I think 5-6 loss, but I'm with you. They're going to beat somebody they're not supposed to. Could be Bama. We talked about LSU. That's at home. Kroger Field. I'm not lying, guys. Kroger Field is imposing. I've been there. It's insane. Vandy. I mean, I don't know what you consider Vandy for next season. Florida also at home. Like
I picked them to beat Vandy at home.
You did? Yeah. It's just too many questions about
at Vandy Tennessee. They could win that game. They could beat Florida at home. At Missouri will be tough, but I mean, yeah. Louisville win.
Yeah. Okay. So about 5-loss, maybe 4.
I'm gonna say 7-5, and they're gonna be the team nobody really wants to play. They're gonna be pesky as heck.
I love that. All right, Florida.
Win. That's a toss-up at Auburn. Ole Miss at home is a toss-up. At Missouri is a toss-up. South Carolina. Where are the wins? 1, 2,
3, 4, 5. I think they're going to beat Georgia.
You think Florida's beating Georgia?
I think they're beating Georgia next year. Huh. That's how much belief I have in Buster, and I think Buster's been close. Buster's been real close.
Buster Faulkner, man, it has nothing to do with personnel. It has nothing to do with this.
Well, the personnel is who Buster's bringing in from Georgia Tech. Like his quarterback next year is the guy Buster wanted to start over Haynes King this year.
That's true,
but he couldn't.
That's true. Right? That's true. Yeah, that's true. Having said that, that's still a first-year starter in the SEC.
No, it's fair. That's fair. But don't underestimate that, man. So to me, that's like their big upset when that's their season like program, whatever.
Yeah, but they're going to lose a game that like is like at Missouri, then they lose, or at Auburn, or maybe both. There's going to be. Man, you say they're beating Georgia? Come on.
I think they're a 4 or 5 loss team next year, and I'll
give them 8-4.
8-4. Yeah.
8-4.
I think they really take that next step. Well, because look, I know you respect John Summerall.
Yeah, I love John Summerall, man. I think John Summerall rocks.
Yeah. I think they're going to have a really good defense because of his background, and they're going to have an awesome offense because of what Buster can do with very little. Like Buster could do that at any other place he was at, and now he's at Florida with more resources and access to top level
Tony's
players.
not wrong. And also, Tony and all the other ones that are at the Ole Miss Spirit, OleMissSpirit.com, fit on 3. If you're not, we'd love to have you. Sign up today, $1. For new members, you can sign up for $1. Just scan this QR code, join the Ole Miss Spirit, because you don't just have to hang out with us for an hour on a podcast. It's every single day on the podcast, but you can come talk to us on the Spirit. I did an all-day AMA, Ask Me Anything yesterday. Did stories on. I have a column about Eli getting snubbed that we still haven't talked about. We've been going for almost an hour. But yeah, Tony, you're absolutely right. And also thanks to Riverland Roofing and B&A Bank and Drew Moak of USA Benefits Group, Tannehill Carmen, for all your legal needs there in Oxford. They've been serving Oxford for nearly 20 years, or at least 20 years. So many have been so good to us, man. Built Different Fitness. Man, I don't want to forget anybody, like C-Spire, like so many that have done so much for us. But Tony's not wrong here, man. Like, these are tough schedules. Like,
yeah, I mean, dude, it's a 9-win SEC. Yeah, it's a 9-game right now conference schedule. Is that right? Did I get that right? Is it not? It went to 9 games, right? Not 8.
Like I hate the 9-game league schedule. I just want to make that very clear. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. Let me have this comment so you can keep going. All right, keep rolling. Thank you, William. William said, Ben, you right well. No BS. Well, thank you, friend.
No doubt. He's one of the best, dude. He's one of the best.
Okay, you're just gassing me up. All right.
I'm not gassing.
So we know Georgia's already got one loss according to Sudu, and that's Florida and Atlanta.
Yeah.
Win.
I think 10-2. If they somehow take a step back, 3-loss, but yeah, I think this is a 2-loss team that gets back into the playoff.
10-2.
Pretty simple.
Ole Miss is one of their biggest swing games,
no doubt. Bama.
I just don't buy Bama, man. I'm not buying them. But say what you will about Kalen DeBoer, the man wins 9 games.
He does.
He wins 9 games. So I think he'll win 9 games. 1, East Carolina win at Kentucky. I'm telling you, that could be really fun. Florida State sucks. They'll beat Florida State. South Carolina, win. At State, win. Georgia, loss. At Tennessee, should be a win. Texas A&M, at home, 9-3. I'll give them 9-3. Kalen DeBoer is going to win 9 games. 9-3.
I'll say 9-3 if all goes well. Probably 2-loss team back in the playoff.
Yeah,
pretty simple.
Yeah, Keelan Russell has to be good.
I agree. Arkansas.
Oh my gosh, win at Utah is tricky. 4-8.
4-8. Let's see. We got 1 in my 1 loss, 2 loss.
Where are the wins? Where are the wins? All right, North Alabama's the win.
Yeah, that's an 8-loss team.
That's an 8-loss team, dude.
It's an 8-loss team. We don't have to go through. We don't have to get through all that.
I
like Ryan Silverfield. I don't think he's like that exceptional there. So I agree.
He's a good fit at Arkansas, and I think he can return consistent competency to a place that really that's what you're looking for right now.
Yeah,
but fair enough. That looked like an 8-loss team to me.
All right, in our final school, the Auburn Tigers.
Okay. If Baylor loses to Auburn in Atlanta, Dave Aranda, this might be his last year at Baylor.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say I say Auburn beats Baylor. Your boy Byron Brown.
My dog.
Southern Miss. Do they beat Florida at home? The Florida that's going to beat Georgia, according to Lil Sue.
Golish is in it because to me, here's how I look at it. Like I look at Summerall, and I think that's a home run hire, and I think their OC is a home run hire. I look at Golish, and it's someone I really, really respect. Like I respect as an offensive mind. I just go back to the year they had together with Heupel at Tennessee, and I just use that as like my baseline on him. But I just don't know like how he's gonna be as an SEC head coach. Like I thought the SEC was a weird fit for the guy, but I'm also a believer. Like it's a weird place to be in with Golish. So like it's a wild card team to me.
I agree. So we're saying the biggest wild card teams in the SEC next year are Kentucky and Auburn.
Kentucky and Tennessee too.
Yeah. Well, Tennessee for the wrong reasons. I'm not high on Tennessee. Dude, I could see 8-4.
Yeah.
I could say 8-4. At Ole Miss will be a swing game. at Alabama, of course, at Georgia, they're losing. I keep picking every one of these teams to beat Tennessee, and I don't think Tennessee's going to have a losing record. Man, I don't know. I could say 8-4. I'll give them 8-4.
8-4 seems fair.
Yeah,
I think it's a very fair record. All right, well, that's our early predictions on next year's SEC teams. Before we go, we do have to talk about the fact that the Pro Football Hall of Fame inductees were announced. Eli Manning, unfortunately, not among those. I mean, the bigger storyline is that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is insane. It takes credibility away from that organization. But for us, and for Ben, were you in school after Eli or during Eli?
After Eli. My first year was 2004, so I didn't get to enjoy the at that point was the most. No, that was the Ethan Flatt year when they lost at Wyoming.
I got you
because Michael Spurlock did not fit the archetype of what a David Cutcliffe quarterback he thought a quarterback should be. Right. So he went with the stick figure, and Ethan Flatt, God bless him. And it was not great. So, yes, went from the highest of highs in 2003 to a season you never had before. Now you have it every single year to 4-8, including a loss at Wyoming. First of all, why in the hell was Ole Miss playing at Wyoming?
I always wonder that because they played them multiple times, right? It wasn't just like I think was it a home and home with Wyoming?
Yeah, which is absurd. Yeah. And yes. But Bill Belichick, of course, should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I wrote about this on the Ole Miss Spirit, OleMissSpirit.com, 5130. Scan this QR code, $1 for new members, sign up. And it is a stain on the whole process. The whole process that he is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. And of course, his case is far more egregious than Eli's case. Like his is the most egregious non-first ballot Hall of Famer case ever, period. But the fact that Eli, you had the argument, fine, you can get away with not putting him in on the first ballot last year, but now he didn't get in on the second ballot. And to me, that isn't, of course, the same level as Bill Belichick getting left out, but it's still further proof of how it stinks in Canton right now. Because say what you want to about Eli, let me read basically what the whole case against Eli is. All right,
and I've got one for which
he never made an All-Pro, finished with a 117 record as a starter, led the league in interceptions 3 times, finished top 10 in quarterback rating only once. His career passer rating of 84.1 trails Andy Dalton and Daniel Jones. Okay, and here's the real who said it? Adam Schefter from ESPN said it last year. I love this quote. Can you tell the history of the NFL without Eli Manning? You can't. That's why he should be a Hall of Famer. You absolutely can't, because no one did in the postseason or had the type of impact or more memorable of a postseason than Eli. He was the giant slayer. Like he's the one that beat Bill Belichick twice in Super Bowls, beat Tom Brady twice in Super Bowls. Look at the numbers themselves and tell me, all right, fine, he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think
how he's not
I think Mike Greenberg had the best, and I to this day will quote this because to me, it's the perfect encapsulation of why he should be. His exact words from Mike Greenberg: Eli Manning, one of 5 players to win multiple Super Bowl MVPs.
That's where I was going.
Others are all football royalty. Montana, Brady, Bradshaw, star. Eli won more playoff games than Steve Young or Jim Kelly. He won more road playoff games than his brother did, more than Brady and more than Brett Favre. Beat both Favre and Rodgers in playoff games at Lambeau Field. That's 2 of the 5 playoff games the Packers have ever lost in that building. Mm-hmm. Then he beat Brady twice, as Ben just said. Played great in both, won 2 Super Bowl MVPs. During those runs, he threw 15 touchdowns and just 2 picks in the playoffs. A total of 7 QBs had thrown more touchdowns and 6 had thrown for more yards ever. And this was back in whenever he made this statement. But he's still at the top of that list. And he did all of this in the toughest market possible.
And in my opinion, the golden era of quarterback play in the NFL. 100%. He started 210 consecutive games from 2004 to 2017, the 3rd longest streak in NFL history. He's 11th in league history with 57,023 passing yards and 366 passing touchdowns. Sure, his passer rating hasn't aged well, but it's absolutely absurd that on the second ballot, he's still not in. He was the Patriots dynasty slayer, Eli Manning. And if you want to throw up your hands and say this is nonsense about Bill Belichick, you will get no argument from me. Whoever is arguing the other side of it, I don't understand what your reasoning could possibly be. There is no excuse for Bill Belichick to be left out as a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's no excuse. It absolutely is a black eye on the whole selection and voting process. It makes those, like, media people love to go, why do you hate us as the media? Well, yeah, leave Bill Belichick out as a first ballot Hall of Famer. That's how you get people to continue to hate the media, because, like, you can't look in the mirror and say, oh, yeah, I did my journalistic duty. Journalism is long been dead. But, like, dang, man, we're not even getting the basics right no more. Well, I wanted to give so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so a chance on their last ballot. Well, then you should have done that 3 years ago. You should have coordinated, like, some type of campaign for the people that you think should have gotten in, and this is their last year to vote. What you should never do, what should never be sacrificed, is the greatest coach as far as accomplishment in NFL history, save for a few, maybe. Even then, Bill Belichick has a, like, I don't care about Deflategate and Spygate. I don't care. Just like I don't care that Lane Kiffin tampered with Ole Miss players, or that Clemson got tampered with for Luke Farrelly. I don't care. The system is the system. Either the adults in the room fix the system, or just shut the hell up and don't complain and just operate within it. All right. They stole signs. They stole plays. Everybody's been stealing film since the day football was invented. I'm sorry. Like, the game's the game. You try to get every competitive advantage you can possibly get. The bottom line is, the criteria is very, very black and white when it comes to something as simple as first ballot Hall of Fame induction. If Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, who the heck is? But even I would say, if Eli Manning, to go a step further about the rot in Canton, if Eli Manning isn't a second ballot Hall of Famer, who the heck is? Fine, you wanted to say his passer rating is worse historically than Andy Dalton and Daniel Jones. Fine. Leave him off as a first ballot Hall of Famer to protect the integrity of first ballot Hall of Famers. But you just left Bill Belichick out.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That to me is just unforgivable stuff. I mean, look, I get it. To me, Eli's, yes, he's a Hall of Famer. He's going to get in. But fine, he's not a first ballot, second ballot, whatever. Okay, fine. I know he deserves to be in there, but that's okay. You don't want to get, maybe make him wait a few years. But the Belichick thing was, to this day, I've just not seen a snub like that ever from that.
No.
Organization, entity, whatever.
And it reeks of the same stuff that we're talking crap about with the NCAA. Like, you don't get to play judge and jury with this media member in that way. Vote based on the criteria. Otherwise, take your vote away. I like, honestly, the fact that, like, some dude at the Kansas Star gets a vote over someone I would value, whose opinion I would value about football more than that, is insane to me. It's insane to me. Like, and it's not just with this stuff here. It's also with college football. I mean, I'll never forgive the 2003 Heisman going to Jason White over Larry Fitzgerald and Eli Manning. Like, Eli, okay, fine. You say he didn't have the number. Like, Larry Fitzgerald was far more egregious. Either way, like, Eli was in that conversation too. He's always in the conversation of, like, we don't appreciate how historically good he was. Yes, like with any human being, there are flaws and warts to the resume. But when you start to weigh the resume compared to, like, the strengths of the resume to the warts, to me, it's not particularly close. You want to leave him off as a first ballot? Okay, put him in on the second ballot. Now, if you don't put him in on the third ballot,
that throw to Mario Manningham on the sideline in that second Super Bowl they played against the Patriots,
best
to this
throw
day,
I've ever seen.
One of the greatest throws I've ever seen.
Like, the David Tyree throw was a great individual effort to get out from a sack and then to heave it down. And then David Tyree made a great individual effort. It was a great throw, but really, like, it was for him a hope and a prayer. The real incredible play was when Eli rolled out of a sure to be sack and then was able to get the ball down there to give David Tyree even a chance in hell. Mario Manningham, he just dropped a dime between two defenders.
And the crazy thing is, so that was the second Super Bowl. I believe in the first one, or maybe it was also in the second one, he had another throw kind of like that to, I think it was Steve Smith, not the Steve Smith from the Panthers, but the other Steve Smith, from down the sideline from USC. Yeah. And it's just like, I'm like, man, this is some of the most incredible throws I've ever seen. And, you can't tell a story. I mean, there's so many, and this is where, like, people say, well, you're biased as a Giants fan, or you grew up watching him at Ole Miss. But, you can't just discount some of the malpractice from the front office and refusing to rebuild his offensive line. You look at the receivers the guy had. His best receiver was a man who shot himself in the foot the following season and then just was gone. Like, he just didn't have, like, pro level. He had a Monty Tumor for a couple years. But, like, he didn't have elite.
He made Mario Manningham into something.
Mario Manningham, Steve Smith, Hakeem Nicks. I mean, just think of all the guys that had success with Eli.
I was so convinced.
OBJ's best years were with Eli, despite there not being enough there for them to, progress and win more.
Eli has a throw in the Super Bowl they called the best throw in Super Bowl history, yet he's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's just,
to me, the goal is to win championships. And if you are the direct result, if you are the reason your team wins championships, then what are we talking about? And I love that defense. Like, Michael Strahan is one of those guys that made me want to be a Giants fan as well. Justin Tuck, O.C. Umenyiora, like, those defenses were awesome. But people always go, well, that was the Giants defense. And I go, did you watch what this man did in the postseason? Did you watch what he did in the Super Bowl? The second one was all Eli.
Yeah. But see, like, Eli's stories go far beyond just like the throws we're talking about. Remember, like, dude, if AT&T Stadium for the corporate greed of the NFL was built by the crypt keeper of corporate greed and Jerry Jones, and, in collaboration with the NFL to make it the greatest moneymaker in the history of the world, this dude builds the shrine to football that they can't figure out how to put curtains over so the sun doesn't blind them for some inexplicable reason. Who's which quarterback won the first ever game at AT&T Stadium and signed the wall?
Elisha Nelson Manning.
Eli. Eli Manning is my favorite football player of all time, and that is so painful as a Cowboys fan. It is so painful. So I freely admit, like, I still got this 2001 Alabama win when Eli was a quarterback for Ole Miss I still have that on the wall because, like, I love Eli Manning. So I fully acknowledge that I am biased in this respect. Having said that, when the minute Bill Belichick didn't get in, I didn't go, like, obviously I was like with everybody else, that's absurd. That's absurd. But more than that, I immediately thought of Eli. Well, who's the one that beat him twice? Where's the outrage for a guy who honestly deserved not necessarily to go in on the first ballot if you want to make that case, but certainly on the second ballot? And the fact that he's still waiting, we can talk all we want to about Bill Belichick. The stink from Canton, man, that one's just as bad to me to not get it on the second ballot now. Maybe, well, no, it's more egregious with Bills, obviously, but I mean, Eli Manning is one of the, I still watch. How many replays of Super Bowls do you still watch?
Oh, dude, really? I mean, I watched the Giants haven't been good in years, bro. You don't think I've watched those two Super Bowls?
No, I'm saying, like, but for most people, like, how often do you rewatch Super Bowls, right? Unless your team is a part of it.
Right. No, never.
Yeah, like, I'm telling you, it's been a while since I watched the Cowboys and the Steelers. You know what I mean? From 1990s. It's been a long time, right?
Yeah.
But as someone who hates the Giants, grew up taught to hate the Giants, dude, one of the few games I still have downloaded on my phone is the 2008 Giants-Patriots, undefeated Patriots, Randy Moss, you know what I mean? Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, and who beat them? Eli. Eli did.
The last person they expected to beat him.
But and the thing I love about Eli, he always was this right here.
Easy.
He never changes. He never has when he played football. It was never too high, too low. It was never too more serious than it had to be. Sometimes you just lose. It's perfect that Eli Manning's career record was 117 and 117. If you take away some of those really crappy years when the Giants didn't do crap to surround, like, to protect him or help him, then you could say, well, it would have been better than that. The bottom line is he has two more Super Bowl wins than Dan Marino. He's one of Five NFL players in NFL history. NFL history with multiple Super Bowl MVPs. Won more games on the road than Tom Brady did. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Give the man his induction. And I'm going to put it this. I'm going to say this. If and when he gets in, we're going to Canton.
Oh, dude. I got to go. I got to be there. I was there for his retirement. I mean, he's, I've said it before. There, I think the article's probably still archived on the Spirit, but when he got his jersey retired by Ole Miss, I wrote a column as a contributor for the Spirit just on how Eli's the reason that I'm even in sports media. That's the only reason I cover sports, was because I grew up watching Eli Manning, wanted to be like him, realized I was not genetically gifted the same qualities that he was. And
man, you just got to believe in yourself.
I said, what's the next? Oh, you should have told my dad that. The next best thing to me was, okay, if I can't play the sport, I want to talk about the sport. And that was because of Eli. If it wasn't for Eli, I don't know. Maybe I would have been a lawyer or something, or maybe a politician, as Ben has once told me I'd be good at.
You would. Problem is, you do have resting pothead face.
I would be. You know why I'm a terrible politician, Ben? I care. I care too much about people, and I care too much about doing the right thing, and I don't think those two things compute well. It's hard for me to be slimy.
Is it?
It is. Yeah, it is. It really is.
You're a sweetheart. I was trying to make a mean joke.
No. I just.
You got that. You got that face there. It's like a happy, welcoming face. You know what I mean? Sativa. That is diabolical.
They're gonna. I have friends. I have friends in the industry. I might have to get them to make a strain called that.
Sativa Sudu.
No.
That is fantastic.
Is that the best joke to come out of 28 episodes of this podcast?
That you're always
I just look like I'm constantly high.
Yeah. It's either that or Ben constantly messing with his hair.
You didn't do that once today. I didn't do it one time.
No, because every time I went up to do that, I stopped myself at my collar and just did this and then moved back down.
It's killing me. All right, guys. Well, that's another episode of Game Runs Deep and Talk of Champions. That's Ben Garrett. Follow him at Spirit Ben on Twitter, Instagram. You can follow Talk of Champions Ole Miss on YouTube if you guys aren't watching it there. You can follow me at Sudu TV on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, and of course Mudcat Media on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram as well. Benny, before we go, what else we got?
Anything else? Dude in the Hall of Fame. Put him in.
Put him in.
Deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Who made the Hall of Fame?
Okay. So the class. Sorry, I misspoke earlier. The actual class has not been announced. It won't be announced till I believe Super Bowl week. But we know that Belichick is not a finalist. We know Eli's not a finalist.
It's absurd. You know what? Since he's been he's been an active part of this entire show. I'm gonna leave it with Benny Garrett, according to our favorite little ninja, is a housewife. Yeah, and your coach is a hoe. Bye, everybody.
Woo! All right, y'all take care. We'll see you next time. Drop